Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing. I'm coming to you with a tutorial. If you're interested, of course, lots and lots of tutorials on how to cover your put a journal cover on and those kinds of things, but I have a lot of people on the channel now that are new to this craft, so I thought I would go ahead and do this, and especially because this is work on the Shabby Travel Journal, which is our grand prize in the 3,000 subscriber giveaway. My apologies for not doing more on this journal. I've been really infatuated with the fairy magic ephemera. I've just been having such a good time, good for my soul kind of creative time. So, but I need to get this done. It's a beautiful, beautiful kit. I'm going to show you also what we have in the signatures, and then in the next video we will bind the signatures in. So this journal measures, excuse me while I reach for my post-it note, it measures 4 inches by, well, 4 inches wide by 5 and 5/8 inches high. We are using an Instaink box, so that's what we've got there. It's got a 2-inch spine. So my signatures, I usually do 7 to 10 pages in each signature, but I wanted to do 3 smaller signatures. So we've got 3 signatures with 6 pages each. Now it looks like there's a lot of room, right? But I create bulky ephemera, so I usually allow 1 inch per signature in my spine, but because there's less pages in here, I think I'm going to be okay with a 2-inch spine. So that's what we've got going on there, and then this again is our topper, so this is going to go on top. So let me show you what this is going to look like. Sneak peek. I've got this beautiful fabric. I just got it at Walmart. Simple, easy peasy place to buy stuff. So it's going to go on like that, and of course it'll all wrap around and all that magical stuff. And then I'm going to use this doily right here. I just picked this up at my favorite antique shop in a local coastal town, and then this will sit on top of it right here. I think it's going to be beautiful. So that's what we're doing today. So I'm going to go ahead and set these things aside here a moment. Actually, maybe I'll show you the signatures before we get messy, because this paper, this is going to get messy in a minute. So let me show you the signatures real quick. So this again is the Shabby Travel kit from my Porch Prints. Look at these images. Absolutely phenomenal. And so I've got, this is just on regular paper. I think this is 49-pound paper, a page from the kit printed on vellum. This is one of my coffee dyed papers, another page on vellum, and another kit page, and then a little envelope. So that's what we're going to do there. And I was thinking about, I think I can stitch this in and cover it afterwards. I've done that before, so I think I'm going to do that. So that's one signature. Here is another. They are very similar in that they have the same kind of mixture of paper. So we've got a kit page, a piece of vellum, which I just love, one of my coffee dyed papers, another piece of vellum. This I think is the map one. Yeah, that's the map one. Isn't that pretty? And then another page from the kit, and just a regular like a card envelope. So we're going to put that in there. And let me show you one more, and then we'll get going. I don't want to make this too long for you guys. So, whoops, over there. And then another page from the kit. Love, love, love this one. And a vellum page. I love the sound of it. Another page from my coffee dyed papers. Another kit page. Another vellum page. And another coffee dyed page. I think I decided not to do an envelope in this one just because I didn't feel like it. So that's what we've got going on for our signatures. So without further ado, let's get going on covering this box. So these make a great journal because they're very, very sturdy. I don't know if you can see the thick profile of that, but it is like it's not easy to bend. I mean, I'm pulling it And you can see it's bending a little bit, but not very much. And I did test that my fabric will cover this. So you do want to keep that in mind before you start putting paper down, is to make sure that anything that's on your box is going to be able to be covered, because otherwise it is a mess to try to resolve that. So I have cut 2 pieces of fabric. One is going to go on the outside, and then the other one is a bit smaller, and it's going to go on the inside, I believe. So that's the current plan. So when I cover my my surface, I like to use Fabri-Tac and my PVA glue. So this I get off of Amazon. It's very, very affordable, and it works great. I like to apply it with a brush, but I also do like to use the Fabri-Tac a little bit as well. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I did make this just so you guys can see how big the fabric is. And I'm sorry, it's so dark in here. It's kind of overcast outside. Let me try my ring light. Is that any better? I don't know. We'll see. So I have quite a border, but I don't mind that because I'm just going to fold this all over and it's going to be amazing. So it does not have to be that big, but it doesn't matter. There we go. I don't like that light. You've probably heard me say that before, haven't you? So we're going to start with our PVA glue. And I'm just going to kind of bend that a little bit. And I've got my brush. And just kind of show you my process. So I'm just going to open this. I think this is plugged. I might have to get something to put it in if I remember right. Oh no, we're good. We're good. I'm just going to put a bunch. I'm just going to do one panel at a time. I like to use a lot, so I make sure that it really sticks well. We're just going to come on over here. Got a little bit much there. Okay, so while that's nice and covered, I'm going to get my Fabri-Tac and I'm just going to put, just like I was gluing paper on. I'm not going to, you know, smooth it. Well, actually I do want to smooth this out. I think I've tried to not smooth it out and I can see the Fabri-Tac, so I'm just going to go ahead and spread that a little bit. Just like so, no big deal. Okay, move that out of the way, and I'm just going to lay this down and I'm going to give it a good press. And I'm just guessing, so we might trim some more of this off if I get this really off. Let me fold it in half. That will help me, because then I know I can go halfway. Goodness gracious, Cara-Renee, off to a banging start. Okay, I'm going to go about halfway. And then I'm just going to lay that down, and then I'm going to open it. And then I like to just kind of press out from the center and just smooth that all out. You do get sticky. It's okay. I might stitch around this too. I haven't decided. If I do, I'll just pause the camera and do that and be back with you. My machine doesn't handle this thickness of cardboard very well though, so I might not do that. There we go. So that's pretty well pressed down. You just want to get all the edges, and then I'm just going to kind of, let me grab my bone folder here. It's the best tool for kind of getting in this space and making sure that that's creased there. That's where our first fold is for the spine. I'm going to peel this back. Even though I've got some already adhered, I want to pull it back to where I know I didn't intentionally put glue. So there we go, about right there. And we're going to continue on. I like to go with just the first side by itself, just to make sure that I don't have any trouble, and then you can kind of move a little bit faster. So, but this is just the way that I do it. Okay, that should be plenty. Just making sure you get it all the way to the edges is important. And again, some Fabri-Tac. You don't probably need Fabri-Tac. I just do it because it's what I do. And I'm just going to spread that out as well, just because we don't want like little trails of bulky fabric tack showing through the fabric surface. So just like that. Kind of looks like spider webs as it moves around on that surface. Okay, we're going to go ahead and continue with this, pressing that down. And then again, I like to stretch it. Okay, get it all the way out to that edge. Get all the wrinkles out that you can, like so. I'm going to get a paper towel just because I feel like I'm getting glue on my hands, so I'm just going to rub with my paper towel a little bit. I don't think I'm going to stitch around this after all. Not kind of in the space for that today. Been a little bit off today, so there we go. Alrighty, so now we can flip her over. If she's not stuck to my mat, but she is. Peel that back. So I recommend putting something down. This is just a silicone mat, a Ranger one. I don't care that there's glue on there. I'm just going to flip it over like so. You can see I'm a little bit off, but it doesn't really matter. I think I'm going to trim this just a bit though. It seems a little overkill, so let me do that really quick. And it is my opinion that PVA glue is your best choice for putting fabric on. Oh, actually paper too. I use it when I'm covering a cover with paper as well, although fabric is my preferred thing to use. So some people cut these corners. I don't. I just kind of fold them in like so, and then I just work on that corner to make it nice and square. We're a little bit off here. I'm going to loosen that because we've got something going on here that's not feeling right. Hang on. It's like it's too pulled. It's too pulled there. Well, we're going to have to work with it. Probably not going to be a big deal. So this time I'm only going to use the PVA glue, and I'm going to start with the corners. I'm just going to really get a lot there because I want that really good adhesion. And then I'm just going to kind of fold that at a 90-degree angle as best I can, getting that point really, really stuck down. Grabbing my paper towel again, just to kind of make sure that I can get that nice and solid. And I personally, the reason why I don't cut that corner is because it never turns out for me. I always end up with a hole, and I don't like that. And then what I like to do is take a little bit of the PVA glue or fabric. Let's take the fabric tack and get it in here, just so I can glue those two pieces together a little bit, and then that little bit. Again, this is my way. I'm not a major, manufacturer of journals, so I make enough, but definitely not the expert. So there we go. So we're going to continue with the corners. So weird that it's so dark in here. I have like 4 lamps on and it still looks all gloomy. I'm sorry about that, you guys. I'll probably stretch the fabric just a little bit too far. That's why we're getting that pucker, but it's going to be fine. A little bit more fabric tack under here and under here, and that's just so it doesn't move while I'm trying to fold that all where I want it to go. So there we go, one more corner. thought I got away from my squeaky chair, but this is a new chair and it squeaks too, so oh, it might be what my weight, to be honest. Although I am losing weight, so I'm happy about that. Got a long ways to go though. Okay. Alrighty, that's good. So I am going to start with the ends. It doesn't matter which way you start. And so I like to think about what I'm actually covering here. So I want to make sure I have plenty of glue in this area here. So like this corner. So we're going to do that. This corner. And then the same over here. And just plenty of glue. And then I like to really give this a good strong tug and push it from the outside in. Your fingers are going to get pretty sticky, so probably not wear your best clothes when you're doing this. Okay. And I'm not super picky about crisp corners. You know, I figure, you know, it's a handmade journal, it's a junk journal, whatever you want to call it. So I don't worry about that. As I say often, perfection does not matter to me. It just doesn't matter to me. So again, if I was selling my work, I'd probably tweak the way that I think about that, because I would want to definitely provide excellent quality. But I think my journals are pretty darn good, so I don't worry about it. So I'm just going to pull that up, making sure that I've got a really crisp pull where that meets the corner right here. It's here and here. So I hope that's making sense. Like so. And let's do the long edges as well. I should have probably been smoothing that out, but it's on the inside, so I'm not too concerned about it. I'm going to smooth it out here though, since I thought about it. A lot of glue down there, girl. A lot of glue. Okay. And the glue will ooze through the fabric, kind of like your pores, you know. It's kind of gross. Okay, so I'm just trying to, again, get that corner really crisp. So some people don't like the look of this on the inside. I don't mind, because that's usually all gets covered up. So, but again, do what is pleasing to you, what is satisfying to you when you're making your journals. There's a lot of tutorials out there from people who are far more experienced than I am. So you can just search YouTube and find whatever you need, tips for doing this. So, and then I don't worry too much about getting that moving and going until I'm done. So, and then our last bit here is our last side. Smooth that out again. And then again, tugging towards the center. Just giving that a good push. And then again, crisp on this edge. As crisp as you can. That one's not very square, but you know what I say. And as I've said before, I don't say that as a cop-out for not doing good work, but I do say it because art is supposed to be freedom. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to bring us joy. And when we get caught in perfectionistic places, I think it robs us of that experience. So there we go. There is our outside. So that's going to be absolutely gorgeous. perfectly done. So now we're going to do the inside. I'm going to have to cut this way down. I do want it to come up as far up as I can. So I'm going to risk this. I'm going to lay this piece down so I can cut it down a little bit. Obviously, a lot more than a little bit. Goodness gracious, Cara-Renee. So I'm just going to lay it on here and just trim this off because, wowza, it's way too big. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that and tear that, and I'll put that back and do the next side. So I'm just going to rip that off. Not sure what I was thinking when I tore this down. And then again, so I'm just going to set that up here, and I just want it to be slightly smaller than the cover, so, or the other side. So I'm just going to trim that right there. You can measure, of course, if that's your thing, and makes you feel good about your project. Please do the measuring that if that's important. So now this can go on here, and it's going to kind of cover up some of what we've got going on here with our corners too. So like that. So this part's easy peasy. So I'm just going to kind of speed through it really quick and just get that glued on. I also don't mind the glue getting you know, kind of getting on the outside, and because it just stabilizes the fabric, it stabilizes everything because it's going to dry hard, and there's no wrong in that for sure. So just making sure I have enough in the corners to attach that. There we go. Turn her over, and voila, voila, voila. Perfect. Give that a smooth out. Paper towel. Strings everywhere. Got some wrinkles here, so I'm going to try to work those out a little bit if I bump into them. So while I'm doing this, let me talk to you about the giveaway. You're probably wondering. There is a Shabby Travel playlist. In order to qualify for the drawing, this is just the grand prize drawing. There will be other smaller drawings. I'm not sure how many. I'm feeling pretty happy and grateful for all of the support on the channel, and the channel growth is amazing. So there'll be more prizes, but the grand prize is the one I'm showing you, that I'm naming and I'm working on with you on camera. So in order to qualify, you need to be a resident of the United States or Canada. Unfortunately, I cannot ship internationally. And you need to, again, go to all the videos in the playlist and like every video, and then leave a comment listing at least 2 YouTube creators that you follow. And as I've repeated or said a couple of times, you can use the same 2 creators in every comment, or if you have more, that would be fabulous, because I'm gonna make a list, and I'm gonna start doing a shout out on the channel for those channels, so that people, because there's many channels people are sharing with me, I've never heard of them. So, and I'm on YouTube a lot, and I don't know about them. So, so it's good to share knowledge. It's good to share the people that inspire you. So that's the criteria. And then when I get close to the end of creating the journal, then I will let you know when the last video is up, and then the following video I will be doing the drawing. And I usually allow 7 days for a person to respond to the drawing. So you want to make sure that you come back to that video and check often if you're the winner. So that is that. So let me just crease this up here and just make sure that we've got a good fold here on our spine. And then we'll let this dry. Oh, you know what? We could probably just go ahead and put our little doily on too. Why not? Let's do it. Okay, so direction. It doesn't appear that direction is an issue here. Obviously it will be. Oh, and maybe there is a direction. Nope, there's not. So let's go ahead and put the doily on after all. So I'm just going to center it here, kind of like that, and just make sure that I'm even top to bottom and side to side. So I'm going to just move it down here, and I think I'm going to go ahead and use Fabri-Tac for this. And I'm trying to think now, I probably should just put some in the middle here first and line up the middle, and then that will be stable and I can move on from there. So that's my strategy anyway. Just get that on there. Boy, it's not coming out very well. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this in half just so that I can make sure that I've got, again, this is going equally. And then we can always move it because we're working with Fabri-Tac. So it looks like it needs to come this way a little bit. So you can I Spy it or you can measure it. As always, you can always measure if that's your jam. Just going to push that so it's nice and solid there, and then we can glue the rest of it on. This will also be, I forgot to mention, this will also be a hidden spine, which is why I feel comfortable doing this, because I'm not going to be putting any strings through the spine. It's going to be a hidden spine, and we will do that in the next video for this project. So I love doing hidden spines. They are like my new favorite thing. So just gonna go ahead and do that, and then our last little bit. It's kind of hard to find the boundaries here. I can always touch that up over time too. I can check it out, see if everything is nice and tacked down. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you go, and there will be some pictures of this at the end of the video. I will also just kind of lay out the signatures a little bit just so that we have something pretty for the picture, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.